Hi ladies and gentlemen, hi mom. So we are the group 6 and we are representing to you the policing system of Singapore. First, I want to represent to you the short introduction of Singapore. Singapore, known variously as the Lion City or Garden City, the latter for its many park and tree-lined streets, has also been called Instant Asia, because it's offered the various expedition glimpses into the culture brought to it by immigrants from all parts of Asia. In terms of form of government, Singapore is unitary parliamentary republic since its independence is August 9, 1965. The country has adopted a parliamentary democracy system. Currently, the government and the cabinet are led by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, while President Tharman Shanmugaratnam is the head of state. The history of police system of Singapore. Singapore police force is a long and many ways has paralleled and astronomical economic growth of country the force is tasked to protect. From a staff of 11 men based in the simple a top hat has the force grown to over 36,000 men and women. Based their operation from 32 neighborhood police centers, 60 neighborhood police posts, and various other land and marine establishments is spread across the country. I want also to represent to you the ranking system of Singapore. Commission of Police is the highest rank, is the head of the Singapore Police Force. The commissioner is assisted by the Deputy Commissioner of Police and reports to the Minister of Home Affairs. The police constable is the lowest rank in the police force. It's typically all the police constable, they are the entry-level officers responsible for maintaining public safety, enforcing law, and assisting higher-ranking officers in the various duties. The type of law enforcement in Singapore is centralized. Law enforcement is principally led by the Singapore Police Force and supported by other agencies including the Singapore Prison Service, Central Narcotic Bureau, Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau, Internal Security Department, Immigration and Checkpoints Authority, and Singapore Customs.
Contribution of the police force in Singapore. The Singapore Police Force is the national and principal law enforcement agency responsible for the prevention of crime law enforcement in the Republic of Singapore. It is the country lead agency against organized crime, human and weapons trafficking, cybercrime, as well as the economic crimes that goes across domestic and international borders, but can be tasked to investigate any crime under the purview of Ministry of Home Affairs and, and is accountable to the Parliament of Singapore. In addition, police body officers representing the civil authority of government. Police typically responsible for maintaining public order and safety, enforcing the law, and preventing, detecting, and investigating criminal activities. Police are often also interested with various licensing and regulatory activities. The three different main units of Singapore Police Force. 1. The Police Tactical Unit or the PTU. The PTU is responsible for a broad range of public order tasking, from dealing with civil disturbances to quelling violent riots. The unit also performs security-related duties including searches for armed criminals, illegal immigrants, and respond to terrorist incidents in the form of armed strike teams. Number 2. The Special Tactics and Rescue Unit or the STAR. The STAR unit provides the SPF with the highest level of tactical armed response capability. It is an elite, well-trained and equipped unit to apprehend armed criminals and conduct hostage rescue operation on the land and sea. It has formidable firepower, all-terrain mobility, and is capable of. Number 3. The Police K-9 Unit. The Police K-9 Unit has dogs trained especially for explosive detection, drug detection, guard duties, anti-crime operations. These dogs are also trained to support the PTU in public order operation. The unit also supports the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority, Central Narcotics Bureau, Custom, and Singapore Prison Service in their operation at checkpoints, ferry terminals, airport, and penal institution. Recruitment process, promotion, and qualification of police system in Singapore. For joining the Singapore Police Force, to be eligible to join the Singapore Police Force, applicants must fulfill these criteria. First, the applicant must be a Singapore citizen or permanent resident. Second, the applicant must be at least 18 years old and have completed nation service. Educational requirements vary depending on the position being applied for, with direct entry sergeant requiring a minimum of 5 GCE O-level credits and direct entry inspector needing a pass degree or equivalent. Age requirement for applicants are between 18 and 30 years old, with a maximum age limit of 35 for those applying for the senior officer scheme. Promotion, vocational training and skill and development to prepare officer for higher responsibilities. Qualification, nationality Singapore or Singapore permanent resident. All applicants must have a good eyesight or have a normal color vision. The minimum educational qualification for entry into the senior office cadre is a graduate degree. The minimum educational qualification for entry into the junior police officer is required to have a 3 high school credits. All candidates have no physical impedance. Salary. The estimated total pay for a police officer is 9,200 SGD per month in the Singapore area with an average salary of 3,200 SGD per month. These numbers represent the median, which is the midpoint of ranges from our proprietary total pay estimated model and based on salaries collected from our users. The estimated additional pay is 6,000 SGD per month. Additional pay could include cash bonus, commission, tips, and profit sharing. The most likely range represent values that exist within the 25th and 75th percentile of all pay data available for this role.
National Headquarters. The headquarters of the police force in Singapore, known as the Police Cantonment Complex, it serves as the central administrative hub for the Singapore Police Force located at the New Phoenix Park in Novena, Singapore. Police Force. Government agency. The Singapore Police Force is the national and principal law enforcement agency responsible for the prevention of crime and law enforcement in the Republic of Singapore. Parent agency. The Ministry of Home Affairs, sometimes referred to as the Home Team, is Ministry of the Government of Singapore responsible for overseeing the national security, civil defense, border control, and immigration of Singapore. Age requirement must be at least 18 and 30 years old. Retirement age. The retirement age of uniformed junior officers was 50 years, while senior officers was 55. From October 1, 2013, the retirement age for both junior and senior age will be 55 years. Hotline. The 999 number is to be used crime-related emergencies or life and death situations. However, the police receive a lot of calls from members of the public who abuse the hotline and make nuisance calls that do not warrant such emergency service. The Singapore Police Force's role and top priority to maintain law and order in Singapore safe and secure. Police to population ratio. There are There are about 170 regular police officers in the Singapore Police Force per 100,000 population, in charge for the training, human resources, development, and continuing education for police. The Singapore Police Force Continuous Education Program was officially launched to provide learning and development opportunities for reserving officers who wish to upgrade themselves academically. Or compulsory costs related to the studies will be either partially or fully sponsored by Singapore Police Force. The summary of Singapore Police Force. The Singapore Police Force is the primary law enforcement agency in the Singapore, responsible for maintaining public order, preventing and investigating crimes, and ensuring national security. Key aspects of the Singapore Police Force include a strength recruitment process with emphasis on academic qualifications and physical fitness. Officers undergo training of the Police Training Command. Promotions within the force are merit-based, considering performance, leadership, and years of service. Continuous professional development is encouraged, and promotion may be influenced by advanced educations and specialized. Singapore Police Force plays in a vital role maintaining the safety and security of the Singapore, employing a comprehensive approach to law enforcement. Thank you for listening, guys.